to the show.
So we're going to do a dermaplaning facial today. So I'm going to grab actually.
And while you do that, I'm just going to, is the camera good? Do I need to move it?
I think it's perfect.
So a lot of times people will, and I haven't opened these yet.
We showed them one of those on our little podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
So these are called tinkles.
Tinkles?
Tinkles.
Tinkles. I didn't know they were called
I would
tinkles.
tinkle in a whole different way. But
So these are great. These are great. So they have a little blade on them. If you want to do this at home yourself, this is a great option for you because you're not going to get hurt with this. But when you come to a professional to get it done, we use a little bit of a different blade. I use a surgical steel blade that surgeons use, doctors use.
do not try this at home by yourself.
Yes, do not try this at home. You need to make sure that you come to a qualified, licensed person to do this because this blade will cut you if you move. So, but if you want to do it at
How
home,
much coffee do you have this morning?
you definitely could use these. They're a great maintenance option in between, or if you just need a quick cleanup. It's not painful at all. There's no chemicals on this. Not painful.
I actually borrowed Danica's, which made me not qualify today because luckily the hair hasn't grown back as quickly. But it's only been a week.
So and the one misconception I want to kind of tell everybody is if you do dermaplane, and I hope the people that I've dermaplaned already will jump on here, especially Tracy Rosario, because she was a great candidate. She is of Spanish descent. She's Dominican, and she had a lot of hair on here, peach fuzz all over, and you clearly could see the difference. It does make a difference in your makeup application. It will make a difference. It is a form of exfoliation as well because you're taking that top layer of skin off. And there's just so many great benefits to dermaplaning. And one misconception that I want to kind of shut down is your hair will not grow back thicker and it will not grow back darker. A lot of people think it's not like when you get a regular razor blade and shave your face with like a razor that you shave your legs with.
Right.
It is different. So your hair will not grow back. So if you're afraid of getting the service done for that reason, don't be afraid because that won't happen.
And I'm going to point out, you showed some pictures, which Danica, we need to get Tracy's permission
Yeah.
and show the before and afters.
Yes.
What I was very impressed with is it looked natural after you finished. It didn't look like a cut line. And that's what she first started saying. I thought, ooh, am I going to have to fake that I like it?
Yes.
I did not have to fake that I like it.
So
Awesome.
with that, it's not like a barber when they edge out your hair. I try to keep the person's natural hairline. If they have baby hair, that a lot of times they'll sculpt that out. Right. So I kept that on her because that's part of her. So her hairline and her. But we did clean up around it. So like Susan said, it is a very natural appearance and you're not going to walk out of here and I'm not going to, take off all of your hair. So we follow the natural hairline and go accordingly to.
I would have never known she had something.
There you go.
So,
which is amazing.
I have seen people that maybe either did it themselves or didn't do it with someone that knew, I guess I'm just didn't know what the hell they were doing because it's like, and I'm like, ooh.
Or maybe they
And
got on
like,
purpose.
I know, that's the other thought, which I would like to prefer my opinion that's why.
She's so not.
But it was interesting because that's what I was expecting when you were saying that. Okay, I know, get back to that.
Yeah. I love it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in charge of the button.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So if they start talking too much, I have the power of the buzzer to tell them to shut up.
I'm just making sure that you're turned on.
Well, let's hope that I am.
All right, I'll put down my coffee.
Yes, you should not be drinking coffee before your service,
the
my
good
dear.
thing is it doesn't make me jittery. So
okay, now
I am the guinea pig today.
Get out of it. You've seen me. Look, I even have
you
full
don't need
makeup
to get
'cause I'm
out of
doing my other
it.
job today too.
You're beautiful. You don't need to get out of it.
So,
guinea pig. Now, we talked about different things doing this because on our last podcast, Susan was showing you the Sally Hansen's hair removal that she used.
And I have that here. And Danica was very adamant that she didn't want any chemicals on her face. So what we're going to do today, she wasn't expecting this, so she does have a full face of makeup, which is fine. Boy,
She is very popular.
We're taking care of business. I love that. So on Danica today, we're going to do half of her face, we're going to dermaplane, and then the other half of her face, we're going to wax. So we're going to show you guys different options. But Susan did bring this. This is a hair cream remover. You can certainly use this. There's really no downtime at all for this. The only thing that most people say is it smells like burnt hair. If you guys think
That one
about
you said wasn't as bad.
if you think about Nair and stuff, it's it's very similar. This one might smell a little better, but
when I saw Danica's reaction,
yes,
how absolutely, can you make that face again? Do you remember? It was
I don't know.
much.
I was like,
petrified.
No, I don't. I just don't like chemicals on my body.
Down the road, when my hair grows back on my face, which will not be long, I want to come back and do what Danica's doing today, so that maybe I can get away from the chemicals.
yes.
So I can get away from the chemicals, because I do, as much as possible, like to get away from chemicals.
You do, yeah.
So yeah.
No, I even make my own sunscreen. I just make it with zinc and butter.
And dermaplaning is a great option for people like you, Susan, that don't want to use chemicals. There's no downtime. It doesn't hurt. It's just a blade to your face. So there's no pain at all, no downtime, nothing. You're going to notice an immediate improvement of your skin, how it feels, how your makeup goes on, just even in general, how your skin products go on and actually are able to penetrate your skin better. So you're going to notice a lot of benefits on it, and you're probably going to be mad because we're only going to do it on the one side, and you're going to, the waxing side's going to be a little different.
That's okay. As you told me, I said I don't wear foundation, and you're like, it's going to let your moisturizer and your sunblock go on better.
Yeah, I don't wear foundation either. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to see that difference.
Yeah. Well, and it's also nice to do the waxing on half, because it shows another technique that she uses, so that you know that what options you have. So she is going to.
We are always bringing you options. We are always open-minded to, as we often ask, tell us.
Yes.
So Angela did jump on and say, hey, girls, I just want to make what you did better.
Yes.
And give my professional input.
Yep.
And
we love that.
That's when we had to reach out and go, well, let's come road trip.
Yep.
And come see you and show us some better techniques.
That's right.
So right now I'm just kind of getting some products out just so I can cleanse her face real quick.
You know what though? If
you're looking at my nostrils.
Oh, I was going to turn your face.
Oh yeah.
Nope, the other way, please.
Oh.
Because I think.
And if you can
you see the peach fuzz?
I'm going to have her use her crazy magnifying mirror.
Yeah, so you might actually want to zoom in even a little more, or if you can, get. I don't know if you're going to be able to get. I don't know if you can
Now let's see. If
maybe
we can get it with this crazy
maybe
mirror.
you can get in through the camera this way.
I just have
so
some,
I know this is
let me
kind
get
of
rid of my
maneuvering.
legs.
You're making me very nervous with this.
Oh,
I don't know if you can see.
Danica, look up. Can you see the?
I can't see because
they
the light's too bright.
Yeah, no, I can't get it at the right angle for you guys.
That's okay. We'll see the hair when it comes off.
But you'll see it. You will see it.
You can see it.
Yeah. So
Okay, so yeah, so
okay,
even
we don't need to prove she's 40 and needs this.
so
she needs it.
so even though she's blonde, when the sun hits it or a certain light will hit it, you will see it. And let's get a bonnet on you.
Turn it this way a little bit so we can see her. There we go. Yep.
And then when she actually goes in a little bit, I will bring it in to show, like when she's doing that. So
okay, yeah.
People can see it's very safe.
Yeah.
It's comfort. It's not discomfort for you, etc.
All the good things.
Yeah, I guess we're done.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, I get a cute
You
hat.
are a sexy bitch now.
I am. I am.
Okay. So we are just gonna do a cleanse on her. So I always do a double cleanse. So if you come to an appointment,
would you like me to take your nose ring?
if you come to an appointment and you have a full face of makeup on like Danica, it's totally okay. So normally when we do the dermaplaning facial, we start at the chest, we do the neck, we do the face, and we don't dermaplane this area, but it's included in the dermaplaning facial. So the dermaplane generally is right up in this area. So we're going to start out with we're going to break up some of the makeup with an oil cleanser first. So this is not just cleanse and dermaplane. This is an actual facial with the dermaplaning included in it. So it's kind of a double whammy. So you get all the benefits of both services in one.
And I honestly don't care about my makeup, so don't worry about it. I put it on every morning because it makes me feel good, makes me feel like I'm ready for the day. But these guys, you are What the 50 family. You're going to see us in all kinds of fun, interesting, compromising positions. So a little lack of makeup is not going to be a big deal. And if you don't love me just because I look kind of like a boy with no makeup on, then you don't love me.
Well, we're so far we're intact with the makeup. Normally, I would take this off with a sponge and follow up with hot towels. But for the purpose of the video, to try to just show you guys.
And don't show us everything.
Yeah, so
we want them to come to you and get the VIP special.
Yeah, so we're just basically going to cleanse, and then I'm going to do her dermaplaning on one side, and then I'll do her wax on the other side. So this is just kind of like a very, very small tidbit of what would happen.
It's a sampler.
None of the good stuff is going to be shown.
We will not give away her secrets.
So you need to come in for that.
But I think we did talk that they make an appointment with Angela. And they mention they're part of the What the 50 Plus family.
Yes.
As well as post something saying they're coming to see you and made an appointment.
Yes.
What does that do for them?
So we are going to give them, I think we had discussed, so part of that kind of promotion that we're doing would be you have to like and subscribe and follow
Us and you.
What the 50 and also Red Lips Aesthetics in order
you gotta work for it.
To qualify.
Good deal.
Yeah, so in order to qualify for this, and then we will give you something special to show our appreciation for you guys watching us.
Yes.
I am going to get my 4x4, and I always lay it kind of right here. And then we are going to get our blade. Susan, can you hand me a
make sure you don't piss her off before she does this.
a paper towel?
Right? Your last name isn't Sweeney, right?
Me? Or
Did
her?
you ever see Todd
Or
Sweeney?
Jack the
No, you're fine. You
Ripper,
just
or-
leave this.
Todd Sweeney, do you remember that? It's the barbers that would kill their victims and they ate them. They fed them to the
She's going dark this morning. She's
they
just
made
going dark.
burgers and
Just
sold them to the public.
humor when she does that. It's okay.
All right, so we're gonna attach the blade, and like I had said before,
Love you.
this is a surgical
Holy
blade.
crap, that definitely is a surgical blade.
Okay, I'm gonna stop wiggling.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my old
And
lady.
don't play with her toys.
I'm
when
gonna
you're
put my old
busy.
lady glasses on.
But they match your red theme.
We're gonna put some.
I'm just gonna assume since you have readers, you're over 50.
I'm pretty close.
So we all have, we all need to wear them, work them, readers.
Yes.
Because we all have them. So it's time
Yes.
to embrace them and have fun with the colors, the styles, whatever, instead of hiding behind,
Exactly.
without them and squinting and giving yourself a headache and more wrinkles.
Absolutely.
Just put them on.
That is right.
Absolutely.
I have
I'm
a
saying that
pair.
more myself than anybody, but
I have a pair in every room. In my purse, in my car. And I don't wear them until I take my contact out.
And see, anytime I read, I have to go, Susan, put them on. Why you're squinting? Wear them.
Okay. So we got our blade set. So just keep your eyes closed, Danica, because we have a lot of lights on in here. And I'm just putting a little bit of oil on her face. It just helps the blade glide a little bit better. So we're gonna do this whole entire side.
Smells
So we're just gonna start on her forehead. And so what I always tell everybody, if you need to sneeze, cough, talk, whatever, kind of put your hand up, because the last thing you want to do is move when I have this blade in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
It is very, very sharp.
So I'm going to have to take a Valium before I do this. So I'll sit still.
No, not necessarily.
Just kidding.
And Susan, I want you to come over here because I want you to see just that little bit. You'll see.
She is going very slowly and delicately So again, we're building your confidence in this procedure. Ooh.
Okay, and that's just, and you can see, like I said, you can see it. Now we're going to get obviously a lot more
Yeah,
hair when
and
we
then
get to
I'll
here.
put it closer to the camera.
So this is just taking off that top.
It's kind of like when you cut the grass. You could tell the different rows she's already made.
Yep. And I'm going to ask you a question when I stop for a second. So tell everybody how you're feeling, any pain, any discomfort, anything like that.
It actually feels good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it kind of relaxing?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I would have to lay there and be silent because I talk with my eyebrows.
And you know, we are keeping,
I can see it from here.
her. We are keeping her, and you can,
Yeah.
you can actually see the difference from where you're sitting.
See it from
So
here.
you're really going to see the difference once we do one side of her face and then the other side before we
Absolutely.
wax. You're going to see a really big difference. Yeah. This is one of my most popular as far as the facials go. It's a great service, and it's very non-evasive.
I could see it almost being therapeutic as you're doing
Yeah, it
Like
kind
it's
of,
just calming you.
it kind of does. It's very satisfying and rewarding.
See, now you're getting in the area that
Yes.
I definitely.
So it's very satisfying and rewarding as an esthetician to do stuff like this because you really can see a really nice difference. So I'm just going to move this because I want to make sure that we get close enough. But see, she doesn't need all this extraness right here. But we're still keeping, you know, obviously the integrity of her hairline.
Well, and I think that's the you're
you know,
not
you
interfering
don't
with her hairline.
you don't want to make it so it looks like
a
you know.
natural.
Yes.
You don't want it to look like you have this done.
No, you want it to look natural, and you want it to look like your face is just naturally hairless and beautiful.
So it was probably 4 or 5 years ago. Someone, and I can't remember because I'm
Now look
50.
at that.
Ooh.
Yes, I don't know.
A lot going
All right,
down
so
further down your
I'm
cheek.
gonna.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna
That
see.
is not her hairline. That was
Okay,
on her
that's
face.
not her hairline. Okay, that's
Excuse
not
me.
her hairline. And I've only done her forehead and part of her temple. And I just want to show you guys, even though she's a blonde, you can still see there's hair coming off. So
Imagine
I'm a blonde troll.
So, you know, you're worried about it showing. It honestly wouldn't show up on the black. It shows up much better on the white because of the color of her hair.
Interesting.
Yes.
And then I had someone mention that as you get older, we all get the beach fuzz, whether it's a
Yes,
little or a lot.
and that's exactly what this is. It's called.
That ages us.
So.
And they were right. The first time I did it and removed it, I couldn't believe the change.
So look at
in the
this.
mirror.
So that's
you guys just saw her. That's not her hairline.
This is not. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's almost the same. It's where her chin and her ear was, and you can see.
You can see that.
I mean, this is a lot of hair coming off her. No offense.
Danica.
We're not trying to.
Wait till I do it. You'll think that's nothing, Danica.
Now I can blame myself for my daughter being so furry too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not just her dad.
So.
It's just AGE. You know, it happens. It's what the 50 plus.
Yeah, I mean, and listen, it's totally.
And there's nothing wrong with any of you ladies that don't want to do this.
No.
We always say, you do what makes you happy.
Absolutely.
I would
For
never have thought of it.
Danica, we decided we want to do this just for some self-confidence in the appearance in the mirror.
Yes, and a lot of times when women do get this done, it's very addicting.
So going on addicting, and let's base it on Danica since you're doing Danica. And you may not be able to answer this, but I'm sure you tell me if not, I'm asking.
Yeah, no.
What do you think the maintenance is going to be for her to come back and have this done? Whoa, look at the cheek. Sorry, girl, but ooh, you got a beard.
Probably. I mean, it depends. She said that her hair grows fairly slowly, so probably every couple months, maybe every 2 to 3 months. It really just depends.
We'll have to answer that at a later date.
Yeah,
right? When
it
comes
really
back. Okay.
it really just depends on how quick your hair grows.
Gotcha. So and the reason I wanted to do that is when you come to see Angela, she won't be able to tell you that appointment when you're going to need the next one. You're going to have to tell her when you feel like you need it again, and then you'll kind of know. It's kind of like getting your roots colored.
Yeah.
I have to get mine every 4 weeks because my hair grows really, really fast. And yet I have a girlfriend that hers goes so slow, she goes every 8 weeks. Going to be the same concept.
Kind of.
Going to have to find out.
But a good rule of thumb is this is a service that is added on to the facial, so it's a dermaplaning facial. So it's just not the dermaplaning. Now you can just get you can add dermaplaning onto any facial for an additional charge, but normally I like to include it in with the facial just because it gives a much better result, and it's a lot better for the client. So generally I tell you can talk because I don't have the blade on you.
I know. I have just a question when you're done.
Yes. So generally I tell people, every 4 to 6 weeks is generally a rule of thumb for facials. So if you're getting a dermaplaning facial, maybe alternate between the two. Maybe 1 month get a facial that's custom to you, and then maybe the next month do the dermaplaning and alternate. It really just depends on how quick your hair grows and how often you feel like you need it. What is your question?
Well, also, what I'm going to start doing more of, because I'm really, really bad as far as taking care of myself and spoiling myself.
Yes.
And I don't do these services for myself often enough. I don't give myself enough self-love.
Yes.
So when you're coming to Angela regularly, she'll just be able to tell you, we're ready for dermaplaning. Are you ready? Because that way you don't even have to question it, because she's going to be looking at your face. She'll be able to tell you, recommend, because she's the expert. She'll know
so this
exactly what
crazy
you're
light
needing.
right here,
Yes.
there is a magnifier on the other side that you guys cannot see, along with my other lights that you can't see. But this, I had Susan look through it just to show her, and you can see everything in that light. So sometimes you see a little more than you may want to see. So it really does show every little thing. It's it's a great.
I'm with Danica. I don't reward myself for the self-care I deserve.
Yes.
Exactly.
And I was so excited to meet Angela and immediately had confidence in her.
Yeah, and
her ability. And I want to start doing that. And ladies, I'm not a girl that goes and gets manicures. I do my own manicure and pedicure. Maybe twice a year I go.
Mm-hmm.
That may be your reward, that you go and get your manicure pedicure. But, if you want to, I always call it, again, the sampler platter. Probably I say it too much. I'm coming in because I think this is where I want my treat. I want my facial.
Yes.
Yes. So, again, we want to bring everything to you and you find you.
Okay, now this was her eye/cheek area, and I'm going to put it right here, and look. Even in that area,
wow,
there's still hair. So, a lot of technicians are afraid to get in the nose and the eye. So you really have to make sure that you go to somebody that knows what they're doing. Because
that's why I wanted you to show them. Look
yes.
at her ability to go to those areas that other ones won't, because they shouldn't.
Yeah, and a lot of times they won't teach you that, depending on where you go. They don't teach you the nose, they don't teach you around the eyes, because they're harder areas to get.
Those are my areas that I need.
Yes.
So that's why I'm really very excited that you can do that.
Yes. So, and the nice thing too is, for those women that hate getting their lips waxed, well, you're getting your lip done in with this as well. So,
now I have a question.
Yes.
Since you brought up you're getting your lip waxed,
Mm-hmm.
but this is not going to replace cleanup and shaping of your eyebrows. That's going to be a different procedure. Would that be correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So yes, I get as close as I possibly can up here, but we don't normally do under here with the blade.
And I'm kind of glad to hear that.
So yeah, so
I just wondered if
that would so
eyebrow
it
waxing
yes.
is going to be a separate
So
procedure.
that would be we would, if you were coming in for a service like that, we would do your waxing first.
Okay.
And then we would go in with the facial and the dermaplaning and all of that after. But yeah, you cannot. I mean, I've seen people do it with these. But I personally would not recommend doing it with this. This is a little bit different because it's not as sharp. You can tweak this a little bit better. But the blade like this, I definitely would not recommend it for just a regular person to try to do that on themselves. So now we're gonna
do that as a professional,
right.
Because there's
So
an alternative.
we're gonna get. I want you to come over here for a minute. We're just kind of putting you under the microscope a little bit here, Danica. So I want you to see. So I want you to see. Now we did not do it. We did not do the facial, obviously, on her for video purposes, just to show the actual dermaplaning. But can you see all this congestion right here? And that's without the thing. So like I was explaining before, this is a form of exfoliation. Obviously, it's not going to replace extractions and whatever else we do in the facial, but we are going to go over her nose right now to still get some of that dead skin off. And you're going to notice, even though she's not getting like an actual facial right now, this is still going to help in here because it's still going to take off that top layer. But normally, like I said, if we were doing this for real, this would all be gone between the combination of the facial and the dermaplaning.
And I'll point out, I'm very fortunate at this moment, but you know, as we all know, what the 50 plus, something is new every year. I have some girlfriends, I have 2 girlfriends that are in their late 60s. And they have started growing just a few little hairs on their nose, on the end of their nose. And we're really struggling with it. This would take care of that, correct? If you're using that blade kind of like.
Well, yeah, I mean, and if it didn't take care of that, we could always go in and
yank them out,
wax that as well.
So if you're having that issue, Angela can also take care of that problem.
Yeah, so generally, you know, when we get older, we start growing hair in places that we may not necessarily want or need.
Outside the borders, but sometimes it's even on your face outside of the border.
Yes. Yes, it is. This is a very, very popular facial.
And from watching you, you know, you need to go to someone like Angela that has been professionally trained because she has a razor blade on her face and curves and all of those things.
Yeah.
You don't just want anybody.
No, and if you guys can see, this blade has a very sharp tip at the end. And I know a lot of estheticians will use what's called a butter blade. And it kind of prevents that sharp tip at the end. I haven't found one yet quite that I like. I've been using theirs for years. So unless I find a different blade that I really like, I will continue with these because
If it's not broken, don't fix it.
I'm sure you can see I have not had a facial for a long time.
Yes, I can. But that's okay. Okay. So normally, I don't let people generally touch their face. But Danica, I want you to touch your face. And this is only what we got off of half of her face.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so look. This is there. I want you to open your eyes for a second. Oh. This is half of your face. Okay?
I'm very furry.
Okay? And a lot of times people, actually, I think we're going to go up here a little bit more because I had this cap on and I want to get in here more. See that? But see, her hairline actually is here.
Exactly.
Okay, so let me get that because the
it's basically the same scenario like your eyebrow. You have your eyebrow and then you have those extra ones.
Yeah.
Same thing with the hairline. You're
exactly.
just getting rid of those
exactly. So basically, her hairline is here. Okay, look. So you can see it. This is where her natural hairline would go, like that. So all of this needs to go. And a lot of the time too, what you'll notice is around this area, especially people that wear they put a lot of products in their hair, let's say, they wear their hair back. A lot of times they'll have a lot of buildup up here because they may not be getting all the products off. And you don't have that, but I'm just giving you an example.
Now, Angela, you know, well, you may not, well, you do know, because you're a follower and a liker and a commenter. you know we also embrace our men.
Yes.
So I just happened to look over and saw something that said beer balm.
Yes.
Do you want to take a little plug for the men out there and give them some ideas of things you can do for them to make them feel better about
well,
themselves?
pretty much anything that I can do for a woman, I could do for a man. And that includes waxings in the more intimate areas as well.
Manscaping.
Yes, definitely manscaping. There are a lot of estheticians and wax that will not do that, that don't do that. But I offer an array of services for men as well.
And I'm going to throw a suggestion out for men.
Yeah.
Clearly, you're not going to want her to do the eyebrow. Well, most of you are not going to want her to do the eyebrows like Danica herself and me. However,
oh, you'd be surprised how
still-
many men
well, I
get
mean,
their
they're beautiful.
eyebrows done.
I know that's why they
And you will keep them manly. So let me.
Yes,
we're
they
not
do.
gonna
She's
we're
not
not
gonna
gonna
do
make
the
you look like a
shape.
girl. Yes.
But she will remove the unibrow and I'm
Yes.
just going to tell you that is going to be a huge difference, especially if you're in the dating world, men.
Yes.
Trust me,
Watch your face a little bit. Just
we try not
relax.
to be judgmental, but that unibrow is not
Not this
sexually
tight for me.
attractive at all. She'll
Not that
also
tight.
do a little bit cleanup above and below. Again,
Yeah.
you're not going to have the shape of her eyebrow because
Yes.
you may not want that.
Yes.
You're still going to look manly. You're still going to look masculine. You're
That's
not going
right.
to look like you came to her and had anything done.
Right.
You're just going to look better, which goes back to the whole thing she's doing with Danica. Nobody's going to know Danica had this done,
No.
except for they're just going to know she
No.
is.
They're
Better.
gonna see her face and they're gonna wow, she has beautiful
face.
smooth skin.
And again, gorgeous before, but
Thank you.
just little perks better. So the other thing, men, you know, you have sometimes your beards,
Just relax.
but you have these crazy beard hairs that grow further up the cheekbones.
Yes.
Again, she can help you with that, so you don't have to shave them every time, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, men, we are in this world now that it is fine for a man to come in and do some self-care.
Yes. And you would be surprised how many men, in this new era are taking more care of themselves, getting regular facials, manscaping, doing all kinds of stuff. It's just, that's, the new world that we're living in. And a lot of
And
people.
it's a great world because of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
They feel better. Their
Yeah.
spouse appreciates it.
Yes.
Or if they're in the dating world, you're
Yes.
going to set yourself way apart from the other ones that aren't making those little efforts. We women know that.
Mm-hmm.
Another big one is clean your fingernails if you're going on a date, guys. Hint, hint.
Talking
Yes.
about manscaping or just whatever, but do you do bleaching?
So I don't really do bleaching too much. Normally in that area we would do waxing.
Because I know I don't know anybody that's done it, but I feel like
Yeah,
I met somebody that actually will bleach their bum too.
there are some people that do it.
You just took a right turn.
I
She's
took a
talking about bum bleach.
Bum
Yeah.
bleaching.
So a lot.
Bleach your bum hole.
Yes.
And yes, it's
So
a thing, guys.
it
is
been
a
for
thing.
long time.
So a lot of the times,
I'd rather you wax it to get rid of the hair.
I don't know if
It's
we're.
not about the color. It's
I
the
know
fact that it
we're
exists.
uncensored and on everything, but how can I keep
Move
this?
along.
How can I keep this in a PG?
You don't need to.
You wanna-
Okay, so a lot of just buzz it out. So when you're talking about anal bleaching, a lot of times most porn stars will have that done, but
That
in
makes
the
sense.
same sense, a lot of them will get waxed, and generally, if they get a Brazilian for a man, that normally is included in that whole service. So
There
a
you
lot
go.
of times they will opt to get that done because the hair's gone for
Yeah.
a longer period of time, opposed to having an excessive amount of hair that's just blonde.
So your
Yeah.
porn stars
Kinda like
out
what I
there,
started to with my mustache.
she will take care of all you porn stars out there.
Okay, so
Or if you just
Want it done.
want it done. Yeah.
Hey,
My opinion is I don't see it, so I don't care what it looks
Yeah.
like. But if I were with someone that maybe made a comment to me,
Yeah,
that
sure.
maybe I need to do a little something,
yes,
I would come see Angela and be like, okay, what do you recommend? My
Mm-hmm.
significant other made a comment, and it's not that they're telling me what to do.
He was up in my business and said, "Hey, girl, go see Angela."
Yeah, he's
All
not
right.
gonna be allowed there anyways.
so I think just for today's purposes, we did this whole side,
Oh yeah.
and can you, where you're sitting, can you see a difference?
One, I want to do three things. So
Yeah.
from here, yes, unbelievable. Now I'm gonna just do minus mirror. So
Yes.
if you'll turn that way, yeah, there's nothing.
Okay, but I want you to feel her skin, and
Oh,
I
I know.
normally
but
don't.
I mean, even the
No, just
like back here,
just touch.
this was here and it's gone.
Right, so just
Yeah, you don't feel any stubbling.
Okay.
Nothing like that.
Right.
Now let me see with
okay.
the.
Now
Feel
feel
this
this side.
Oh, I can see it.
feel.
Well, just feel it.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm so sorry.
They can't feel, smell, touch, or Danica. Okay, so I need to give them a visual of what we're seeing, feeling, touching.
And now, when you did this by your ear, I can see why it was so thick. It was all of this.
Yeah.
Which, standing right here, no.
Exactly.
It wasn't anything that I'm like, oh my God, look at the side of her face.
Well, do you know what I've
But
noticed?
now I can tell what a difference.
I'm excited to see the difference because what I noticed too, and I don't know if you guys do it, is that you can't tell that I've got hair on my arms, but I shave my arms. And when I don't shave my arms and the skin on them looks older. It makes my arms look more youthful when I shave the hair on my arms.
Which is,
Yep.
goes right
And
back
I
to
didn't
the
even
face.
realize that was going to happen. I just went, "Ew, I'm going to shave my arms." One of my friends said it, so I tried it, and now I shave my arms because it doesn't accentuate the changes in our skin as we get older.
So now,
And
Angela,
not
did
only
she
not
do
only
to
that,
her arms, the same thing she did to her face. You
not
could.
the dermaplaning.
Okay.
So
that's
dermaplaning is generally, for the most part, face, neck.
very
that-
light,
Yeah.
peachy, fuzzy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for
So we'll not
this,
try that at home.
so
Just wax?
for this you would wax.
Okay.
And I know exactly what Danica is talking about because I'm Italian, and so I do my arms because naturally, obviously, I'm not a natural redhead. I am. My hair
What?
is
Natural.
my hair is almost,
Shocking.
You can see my roots coming in.
I'm glad you showed me that way and not the other way that you're not
So,
natural.
my hair is extremely dark brown, almost black naturally. So, when I was younger, a lot of kids would make fun because of the hair and because my arms are so thin. And it made it look like there was more than there was because my arms are tiny
rug
and it was
going on.
almost black. So, going through early childhood for teens and stuff, and especially in today's society, it can be very
Make you self-conscious.
Yes.
There's
Well,
nothing
kids
wrong
are
with
mean.
it,
Kids
Yes.
are mean.
but
Kids are
yes,
very
they
mean.
make you feel
Yes.
self-confidence instead of realizing there is still like another 1,000 women out there like you.
Yes.
There's
Millions.
Yes.
I mean, mine are fairly blonde right now because I did get a little tan. But,
Sorry.
oh, I have a rug.
You're
And
a
when I
rug.
have, and in the winter when I don't get out in tan, they are dark.
Yeah.
Luckily, they're thin.
Yeah.
But yes, once
Oh.
they turn blonde, I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I
Next
don't look
time
like a
you
man.
girls see Emerald, you need to. My daughter,
know,
her little
but-
legs are just covered in parts.
Yes,
So
and
is
that's
one of my
she's-
granddaughters.
And that
Boys and girls, please watch your step at the exit. Hope you enjoy the ride.